How does a fractional CMO work? One of the biggest misconceptions is that you hire a fractional CMO and all of a sudden they come right in and they take over all of your marketing. They do all the work for you. And most of the time, that couldn't be further from the truth. Because the reality is, most businesses don't need another person to come in and do more marketing. What they need is somebody to come in and lead it. By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how a fractional CMO works, what they do, and why they differ from just another random marketing hire. It always starts with understanding the business. A really good fractional CMO doesn't just come in and start randomly breaking things just for the sake of looking busy. The first thing they do is they sit down with you and they dig in and they truly understand your business. How you started, what you did to get to this point that you're currently at. What are the friction points stopping you from getting to the next point? And then they took a step back and they analyze everything from their experience and their history and they say, okay, here's where you currently have constraints. Constraints means where are the issues where growth is being capped. And they bring a strategy to you and they say, this will unblock those constraints. But when we unblock those, here's gonna be some of the challenges that we face next and the things that we have to put in place to make sure we buffer those so that we can predictably grow. So the very first thing that a fractional CMO is gonna come in and do is not jump in and start doing your marketing. They're gonna understand your business, understand the constraints, and build the plan for growth, get your buy-in on it, and then actually start to implement it after. Another thing that businesses often think is they're gonna come in and instantly fix everything. Have you ever tried to fix 6 things at one time? It's virtually impossible. I mean, think about F1 racing cars. If you were trying to fix 6 things at the same time, the moment you put it back on the track, the car wouldn't even work, right? You have to prioritize what is the thing that's gonna move the needle the fastest, and then second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, because holistically they all work together. In fact, one of the things that I have challenges with a lot of the times with business owners is they'll say, well, I wanna test this, this, and this today. And I explain to them, that's not scientific. If you actually want to know if something's moving the needle, A, you have to test one thing at a time, and B, you have to give it enough time for statistical relevance. For example, if we were going to test something new on a landing page, we wouldn't test an entire new page of copy. We would test just the headline, we'd test it against the original, and we would wait till at minimum we've had at least 100 visitors before we would actually make a decision on whether or not that test worked. In some cases, I've heard people leave it to 1,000 visitors. Obviously, the longer you leave it, the more accurate the data is. But we wouldn't want to change the headline, the video, the picture, the call to action, the price point, because how would you know what actually moved the needle? You can't, it's impossible. So you have to do things one by one and you have to do them scientifically. This is called building a growth plan. You look at what you currently have, you look at your constraints, you make a plan to fix them, you add some things on once you've stabilized it, and then you start to put together a plan for growth. Nobody needs more marketing. They certainly don't need more marketing ideas thrown at them when they're just trying to move from the position they're at today to the position that they want to go. What they need is leadership. They need a plan. They need measurement to see if things are actually working. They need feedback loops, and they need somebody responsible enough to lead in order to be able to achieve their goals. That's the benefit of a fractional CMO. One analogy I like to use all the time is one that my mom told me. She said, kids are like dogs. I know, follow me for a second here. When you see a pack of dogs, maybe the leader of the pack, the alpha, maybe they pass away. She said, all of the other dogs don't know what to do because there's no leader left. So they fight amongst themselves. They get loud, they bark, they attack each other until a new leader emerges. She said to me, that's how we raised you and your brothers and sisters, is you very clearly knew who the boss was, who the alpha was. That was me. And because you clearly knew who the boss was, you were disciplined, you were educated, you had consequences, you became a great kid. So did your brother and your sister, because there wasn't a void of leadership. It's the same in your marketing team. If you've got a bunch of vendors all over the place and they get to independently make decisions and throw stuff at the wall and they're all trying to impress you, but there's really no plan, and more specifically, there's nobody held accountable to be the leader and say, this is important, this is not, this is where our focus is, this is where our resources are going, this is what we're measuring, then you just have a big spaghetti bolognese that doesn't typically get you anywhere. And unfortunately, depending on the size of your business, you may be too busy going out and getting new customers or creating new relationships to actually manage that. So A, you don't know what's going on, and B, there's no leadership there right now. That's a great opportunity to invest in a fractional CMO. If you're still trying to decide if hiring a fractional CMO is the right decision for your business and it's the right time, then I've put together another video for you. It should be a link right below. It's called the 5 things that everybody must know before hiring a fractional CMO. I think you'll get a ton of value out of it. So go ahead and click the link below and we'll see you inside that one.